Hello, everyone. What an incredible year it's been, and we're so happy to have you all here today. 2.5 years ago, when WebAuthn was born, we set out with big ambitions for big software and big change. But what we're most thankful for today is our big community. It's all of you guys that have made this possible. There's nothing I'm personally more excited about than the collaborative spirit of WebAuthn and EOS, our software, and your ideas. Now, today we want to show you what we've been working on for the last year. Our innovations, our partnerships, and our products. So let's get started. Welcome everyone to B1June.
Thanks. I'm so happy to be here today. I want to start off by wishing a happy birthday to EOS IO community. A year ago today, we released the EOS IO protocol. And in just that 1 year, I'm proud to say that EOS IO has become the fastest, most scalable, and most active blockchain software in the world. The EOS public blockchain currently makes up more than 60% of all blockchain activity. It also accounts for more than 48% of the daily active users. So thank you, community. We built the software, but you all adopted it and made use of it. Thanks to the rapidly growing group of talented developers, block producers, and influencers today, the EOS IO platform is becoming home of the most impressive applications and blockchains. As most of you know, mass adoption of blockchain technology has always been a goal of ours. And I believe that that requires education, both for the technical developers and the non-technical users. We spent a lot of time thinking about how we can start educating. And today, I'd like to announce an education program that will help spread EOS IO to millions of users. That program is the EOS Earn program. Please join me in welcoming Balaji and Tim from Coinbase to the stage to tell you more about EOS Earn. Thank
you. Good evening. My name is Tim Wagner. I'm the Vice President of Engineering for Coinbase and the inventor of AWS Lambda.
And I'm Balaji Srinivasan, former CTO for Coinbase and co-founder of Earn.com.
Thank you for inviting us here to update the EOS IO community on what we've been working on. We're at this really interesting juncture in the evolution of the blockchain sector. At the same time that crypto is becoming more popular, navigating this industry is also getting harder for both individuals and organizations. It's more important than ever that we build bridges to the crypto economy for participants at all points on the economic spectrum. Mainstream investors want a trusted, easy-to-use place to buy, sell, discover, and learn about cryptocurrencies. And for those investors, we offer our flagship retail product, Coinbase. Meanwhile, advanced traders demand access to a wide variety of cryptocurrencies and more sophisticated tools to act decisively when the market moves. And for those customers, we offer Coinbase Pro. On April 8th, we added EOS order books to Coinbase Pro, and I'm happy to announce that as of this week, EOS is also available on our flagship product. Now, even though these two products serve different demographics of the trading market, all the assets that Coinbase makes available to trade meet this very high bar we set in our digital asset framework. So let's take EOS as an example of that process. Behind the scenes of EOS showing up as a tradable asset on our products, Coinbase performs a deep assessment of the security, governance, and scalability of the EOS IO platform. Then our legal, compliance, and market health teams each apply extensive due diligence, and those results get combined using our industry-leading analysis framework. So approving EOS for trading on our flagship product, as with all the assets we support, is the culmination of many hours of analysis and assessment and really reflects on the high quality of this team and its code base.
Coinbase's goal is to build the safe, trusted, and legal bridge to the blockchain world. And we do that in part by adding new assets, but also by innovating on ways for users to obtain those new assets. One way of thinking about this is if we start with the Bitcoin protocol's launch in 2009, for the first few years, the way that people obtained crypto was by mining it, which is technically challenging. Then for the next several years, from about 2012, 2013 onward, the majority of people earned or obtained cryptocurrency by buying it on exchanges. And we think that from 2018, 2019 onward, a very large number of people, millions of people, will obtain cryptocurrency not by mining it or by buying it, but by earning it. And so we announced Coinbase Earn last year. In that time, we've actually got more than $100 million worth of cryptocurrency to give out to users for watching videos about new protocols, completing tasks, and then earning some cryptocurrency for their troubles. These videos have been watched more than 3 million times, and in May alone, about 150,000 people have earned cryptocurrency. We recently announced a huge scaling up of Coinbase Earn to more than 100+ countries after kind of the beta phase. And as part of that expansion, I'm excited to announce that Coinbase customers can now earn EOS while they learn about EOS IO. So as of right now, if you just take your phone and go to coinbase.com/earn/EOS, you'll find new lessons on how the EOS IO blockchain works, how delegated proof of stake works, and developing for the EOS chain and so on and so forth. And our general concept here is that the lessons are free and people can watch these videos. But we also want folks to be able to earn some of the EOS cryptocurrency to be able to start developing, start writing programs. So we think this will hopefully make things more accessible to customers of Coinbase and to retail users around the world.
Awesome. We're all still so early in this journey together. And one lesson we've taken to heart over the last 6 years is that for any of us to succeed, crypto must succeed. And that's why we put so much time and energy into our regulatory relationships, our institutional offerings, and above all, our secure storage. So speaking of that, if you're not familiar with Coinbase Custody, here's what I'd like you to know about that. It's less than a year old, but growing quickly, with $1 billion in assets under management serving crypto-first institutions like Polychain Capital and A16Z Crypto. It's on crypto's cutting edge. Our crypto-first DNA and our unmatched technical resources, paired with strong regulatory relationships as a qualified custodian, help us bring innovative services like staking and new assets to market quickly and in a way that's compliant from day one. And it's trusted and secure. It's a qualified custodian that investors recognize and regulators trust. In fact, we're the only major crypto exchange that has never been breached, and we regularly share that security expertise with the broader crypto space to help everyone get better. And I'm excited to share today that in the next few weeks, EOS will be coming on Coinbase Custody as another supported asset. In closing, I'd like to say that we see EOS as an incredibly important asset across the Coinbase ecosystem. We'll build liquidity and legitimacy for institutional players with Coinbase Custody. We'll meet the needs of advanced traders in Coinbase Pro. And most importantly, we will educate retail investors on the vision for EOS and our flagship product. Thanks to all of you for helping us build a safe, trusted legal bridge to the crypto economy for every kind of investor and for moving crypto forward as we do it. And now I'd like to invite Dan back on stage.
Thank you, Balaji and Tim. Collaborating with industry leaders such as Coinbase isn't all I want to talk about today. I'm also excited to show off what our engineers have been working on this past year. So I hope you don't mind if I get a little technical now. So let me introduce you to EOS IO 2. With enhanced performance and support for the latest web standards, EOS IO 2 will make using blockchain applications even easier for the masses. Under EOS IO 1, we use WebAssembly optimized for browsers and standards development, not for blockchain. So we decided to create our own, designed from the ground up with blockchain in mind, and we call it EOS VM. This is WebAssembly engine designed specifically for blockchain. When we released EOS IO a year ago, we used the Binarian engine. 6 months later, we doubled the performance of EOS IO by switching to the Wabbit engine. With EOS VM, we believe we can now execute WebAssembly 12 times faster than when we launched a year ago. And this is important because the single biggest bottleneck for blockchain is the speed with which you can execute smart contracts. EOS VM lowers the costs and can increase the scalability of applications built on EOS IO. It's designed from the ground up for the high demands of blockchain applications, which require far more from a WebAssembly engine than those designed for browsers or standards development. In the world of blockchain, any non-deterministic behavior, unbounded computation, or unbounded use of RAM can take down a blockchain for everyone, not just a single user. Single-threaded performance, fast compilation and validation, and low overhead calls to native code are critical for blockchain security. Existing libraries incorporate large code bases that are difficult to audit to the degree needed by smart contracts. This is why EOSVM is designed as a lightweight, header-only library. So while EOSVM is designed for blockchain, we believe it is ideally suited for any application looking to build on high-performance WebAssembly. So EOSVM will be the new default WebAssembly engine in EOS IO 2 when it's released later this summer. This means that EOS IO can support more users doing more transactions than ever. So the next thing I'd like to talk about in EOS IO 2 is support for WebAuthn. Blockchains fundamentally change how you design applications. Instead of passwords, you have private keys. One of the single largest problems with blockchains is people having their keys stolen. Recently, the WebAuthn standard was adopted by all the major browsers to secure web logins with hardware keys. Unfortunately, this standard was not compatible with existing blockchains, and we knew this had to change. This is why EOS IO 2 will support signing transactions via WebAuthn, and therefore with your YubiKey. To tell you more about WebAuthn, I'd like to welcome Yubico's Chief Product Officer to the stage.
All right, it's great to be here this evening. So at Yubico, we make YubiKeys. And you can use a YubiKey to protect an online account, a server, or a device in a very, very secure way. In fact, vastly more secure than passwords. There was a study from Google that came out a couple of weeks ago where they looked at different ways to protect accounts, and security keys were the only method that had a 0% account takeover rate. Because these keys are so secure, large companies like Google, Facebook, Dropbox have adopted them. But also the federal government, agencies in the federal government, are using them to protect mission-critical infrastructure. And it's not just the big guys who can use them. I actually was a user of a YubiKey before I joined Yubico. I'm just using it for my own Gmail account, Facebook account, Twitter account to make sure it doesn't get taken over. We've sold millions of these YubiKeys in 160 countries around the world. So as Dan said, there's currently a huge disruption happening in this space. And that's a new protocol called WebAuthn, something I'm really, really excited about. So we started working on next generation authentication protocols at Yubico about 2012. So it's been a long time in the making. And those efforts culminated this year when, together with Microsoft, Google, and others, the WebAuthn protocol was released and ratified as a W3C standard. It's an incredibly well-designed protocol. As Dan mentioned, today it's already implemented in all major browsers. So you have the bits already in your systems. And I can promise you, you'll all be using this in the future. Now, WebAuthn is really an authentication protocol. I use it to authenticate to a website. But if you dig a little deeper, it turns out that in the protocol, part of this authentication handshake is a digital signature. And I'm always getting super excited if somebody takes a technology and uses it for something new. Right? Block1 has come up with this really, really innovative experimental new technique, how you can take the signature block from a WebAuthn authentication and use it as a transaction, as a signature for a transaction on the blockchain. I'm really excited to see how their development will continue in the future. And with that, I want to pass it back to Dan.
With WebAuthn, your blockchain account keys can now be tied to a particular domain and device. This creates accountability for how your blockchain-powered web applications propose transactions for your approval. The YubiKey ensures easy-to-use, strong authentication. The signing key is generated inside the key and never leaves the device, even if someone else gets physical access to the device. There are built-in protections against tampering and extracting the key. So this is an incredibly strong way to protect your blockchain accounts. Everyone here today is going to go home with a free YubiKey. And EOS IO versions will be available to the public soon. So EOS IO 2 for us and the community is just the next step in making EOS IO the fastest, most scalable, and most usable blockchain software in the world. So thank you very much. I'd like to welcome Brendan back.
As you can see, we're really excited about all the advancements being made to EOS IO. But something else that's always been important to us, something we've talked about in the past, is leveraging the capabilities of EOS IO to build applications that just weren't possible before. Before I get into it, I want to go back for a moment. I want to go back to 2008. Stock market crashes. So does our faith in Wall Street and the financial system as we know it. For a century now, money's revolved around these 100-year-old institutions, yet here we are watching Wall Street buckle overnight. As a society, we start waking up to the fact that these institutions that we've been taught to trust our money with, the ones that we've been taught to depend on for day-to-day life, they just aren't trustworthy or dependable at all, and real people are paying the price. And all of a sudden we start wondering, is there a better way, a fairer way for this whole system to function? Innovators get to work, and Bitcoin is born. Cryptocurrency is born. Now, it sounds quite technical, but it's really just visionary. Cryptocurrency enabled a new approach to money, commodities, and finance in general, one that doesn't need to depend on invisible middlemen and can be built and run by its users through transparent sets of checks and balances. And we all know what happens from there. It just takes off. But amidst this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency boom, an even bigger opportunity is what Block One is focused on. The technology it's all built on, the blockchain. And blockchain isn't just for finance. Shipping, healthcare, those drones that will soon be delivering your dinner. Virtually anything the internet touches, blockchain can improve by making the data systems underneath run more securely and transparently than ever. So in 2017, we break blockchain out of the cryptocurrency world and build EOS IO, the world's highest performance blockchain software, and thanks to you, the world's most used. It has one goal, to make blockchain available to all, so anyone can leverage its benefits to restore trust in the systems we all rely on. And that's sort of what we've been up to ever since, building a platform, a framework that enables people to create a better world. Now let's fast forward to today. Governments and brands are already leveraging blockchain to revolutionize how their organizations work. But amidst all this extraordinary progress, our attention's been captured by a larger social problem, stemming from outdated technology and outdated business models. Yet another broken system that we all rely on every day. Social media has not been a good friend to us. And as in 2008, real people are footing the bill for what an elite few have decided are the rules of engagement. From data theft to misinformation to rampant cyberbullying, the costs are just all too real. And people, they're upset. Regulators are trying to keep up with a smattering of penalties, lawsuits are being filed, and social giants are scrambling to make things right by their users by professing new sets of values seemingly overnight, promising to do better by their users. But the fact is, you can't rebuild a house when the foundation is crumbling. The truth is, social media was designed to use its users. Just look at the business model, our content, our data, our attention. These are all incredibly valuable things. But right now, it's the companies, not the users, that reap the rewards. By design, they run by auctioning our information off to advertisers, pocketing the profit and flooding our feeds with hidden agendas dictated by the highest bidder. So we're rewriting the formula. We're breaking through the smoke and mirrors, and we're blocking out the hidden players. We're leveraging the EOS public blockchain to build a more transparent and aligned social media platform for the world. And here's what I mean by that. We're building a platform where users directly benefit from their ideas of engagement, where the value of good content gets circulated right back to the users and the community, not just corporate bottom lines. In other words, what we're aiming for is a truly self-sustaining economy of thoughts and ideas, where what's good for the platform is good for the users too. We're building a platform where real people connect with real people, not bots, not hidden trolls. The bottom line is social media is where the majority of discourse and news sharing happens today, and it's never been more important to know that who we're interacting with and who we're getting our information from is a real person that's accountable for what they say and share. We built this to type accountability into the platform. And finally, we're building a platform where everything from who backs content to how content surfaces is out there in the open for everyone to see. This transparency is one of the beauties of blockchain that we made sure was a core part of the experience. Everyone, the user, the platform, the contributor, plays by the same rules, no hidden algorithms, and no invisible interests. Just a level playing field where everyone gets an equal chance to be heard, where everyone has a voice. Now to show you how this all comes to life, let me bring Dan back out.
Thank you, Brendan. Social media was intended for good, putting people in charge of what content they see and share. Through social media, we learn what other people really think. But it's become less about what you want to see and more about what big companies, anonymous bot operators, and internet trolls want you to see. We are here to change that. And guess what we're going to use to do that? The voice token. We believe everybody deserves a voice. This is why the voice token has the fairest token distribution model in the world. It isn't created by buying it or burning electricity. It can only be created by being a real person producing real content liked by real people. When you participate, you earn. The voice token is used to reward unique users, content creation, and content discovery. And you use these rewards to raise your voice on the platform. On a lot of social platforms, setting up an account is pretty fast and loose. You come up with a username and password, provide an email address or phone number, and you're in. But if we've learned anything from trolls, catfishing, and bots, is that fake users can have some pretty dire consequences. So what are we doing about this? Voice authenticates users to ensure that every account on our platform belongs to a real person. It's designed to prevent abuse. Bottom line, it seeks to ensure that real people can actually talk with other real people on our platform. So let me show you how this works. After I've proven that I am, in fact, Dan Larimer and logged into Voice, I can go and do what we do on all social platforms, share content that matters to me. So that content can take any form on Voice, whether it's a long-form think piece, a video, a photo, or maybe a short blurb. And after I posted my article, others who find it can like it. Unlike other platforms that use like to benefit the platform and not the author, Voice rewards the author with tokens. The more users who like what you say, the more you earn, and the more visible your content becomes. Bot armies and anonymous trolls cannot manipulate this. Therefore, they cannot manipulate you. So, what can you do with the voice token you earn? You can use it to increase the visibility of your own content, or use it to allow others to discover content you find valuable. So let's say I come across content posted by Brendan. I can comment, but I can also increase the visibility of the comment and his article. I can simply voice it. If I voice it, I spend my tokens to move my comment to the top of all the other comments. And if someone else decides to voice it after me, I get my tokens back and some extra too. The point is, on Voice, you don't need 1 million followers to have an impact. It's the people, not the editors or the algorithms, who are directly deciding what makes it to the top, which ideas get voiced, if you will. And this is just one way to use your tokens, and a first look at Voice. Voice.com is now live, and you can sign up for beta access today. So what does this mean for EOS? It means everyone that signs up for Voice will also get an EOS account that they can use with Voice and other apps on the EOS blockchain. Identity enables a whole new social media experience, and we know that blockchain-based identity will revolutionize much more than social media. This changes everything, and we cannot wait to see what people do with it. So before I wrap up, I just want to thank everyone traveling from all around the world to be with us here today. The passion and energy of this amazing community never ceases to amaze me.
And as a company, WebAuthn's committed to continuing to bring alignment and transparency to the world through our product design. And today we start one voice at a time. So thanks, good night, and we'll see you all on voice.com.